Okay, hello everybody, let's play the fairy song again. Yeah, I have been having a good day. Somehow, I'm really happy to play this again and be here with you and stuff. Hello. So let's play. Last time, we had a water pistol kind of war with Leof, and then we just got to the library, but she's probably going to be useless here because she can't read. Let's see how that goes. Okay, let me move. Okay. Okay. Venchapel's library, much like everything else in this village, is small in scale. It looks like, I don't know, like a school library or something. The old wooden floorboards are warped and uneven, and they creak alarmingly with every single step. Wooden bookcases line the walls, the shelves badly tilted, so the books contained within least to one side. A few chairs and tables are strewn around, no doubt for prospective readers, and a handful of colorful beanbags litter the ground. Like the rest of the library, however, these chairs are unoccupied. It's so quiet you could hear a pin drop. But that's good for a library, I guess. The books themselves are arranged in alphabetical order, and wooden placards sit atop the shelves, emblazoned with single serif letters, A all the way down to G. There's a whole bookcase and a half devoted to the letter C, mostly Agatha Christie's, with a few Carvers and Cheevers thrown in for good measure. But there's less than a shelf devoted to the letter G, with only a couple of cholas filled beneath it. Yeah, probably not the most common name. This library seems to stock mostly classics, but even then there isn't much selection. Books by comparatively modern authors are few and far between. Yeah, over here, I guess you can order books from a further away library, so the selection doesn't matter that much, I guess. Hopefully for them too. Otherwise, small libraries might be a little troublesome. There are the usual suspects, of course. Harry Potter filed under R, the Da Vinci Code beneath B, the Golden Compass beneath P. But most of the authors crammed into these shelves seem to have died a good 100 years ago. I guess that's fitting. Venchapel is a tiny village, and its graveyard is even more crowded than the streets. Why would the library be any different? A young-looking librarian with sandy hair sits at the counter, a lolling head supported by her hand. She's flipping not through a hefty hardback copy of Tess of the Upper Wills something, but a tattered copy of what appears to be the first book in the Twilight series. Is that I keep hearing people say that it's infamous in some way, but I don't know anything. I think it's about I don't know, vampires or something, if I'm not entirely wrong. Well, if you're a librarian in a tiny village like Venchapel, I guess you have got to find some way to pass the time. I know Twilight has a pretty bad rep, but I think I'd pick it over Thomas Hardy too. Okay, well I guess I'm right then about the bad rep. Wow. Though the library is small in scale, Leof seems quite taken with it. Yeah, like back in the, well, Leof's time, like there were like no book presses or anything. Like monks or something had to copy books, so just having like one book would be a ton. Not sure like if it's like, it's probably like after like the papyrus thingy like stopped being imported to Europe. Like back when the papyrus was accessible, then like, well, books were more common because the material is cheap. Still would have the copy, but at least like the paper, so to speak, is cheap. Then like in the like medieval times, they started to use like animal hides or something instead of paper, which made books super expensive and only like rich people could afford them, basically. So I heard. She glances about with wide eyes as though she has discovered the eighth wonder of the world. Like one of the wonders was a library, right? Like the Library of Alexandria or something. Are all these cells filled with books? It wouldn't be much of a library if they weren't. Incredible. Leof trails her fingertips along a few multicolored spines on the nearby bee shelf, passing over Barry, Blyton, Brantier, Burgess. I had no idea there were so many books in the world. Some of them are so very thick too. Leo's fingers rest on an old dog-eared copy of Boswell's Life of Samuel Johnson. I guess the writer has basically just gone to a library and picked books basically that are in the shelves. But I have like no idea about most of these. I didn't realize people had so much to say. How did they find the time to write all these things down? Beats me. You want me to beat you? No, I mean, I don't know. It's a mystery to me too. I'd never be able to write this much. But that's why multiple people are doing it. Like, writing is fun though. But you went to school, my lady. I am sure you could, if you put your mind to it. Maybe I could, but that doesn't mean I'd want to. It sounds like way too much work. Well, it's work, but like it's a better kind of work if you get paid actually. Like I wouldn't mind, it would be fun. I struggle to put pen to paper for 500 words English essays. Yeah, well, it is like that like when you're younger, but then like later on it's like hard to actually like make the things short. I'm similarly in awe of all the authors nestled upon these shelves, who were able to put pen to paper over and over again, writing reams upon reams of words. Words that hundreds of years ago are regurgitated to bored teenagers in stuffy English classrooms by highly uninspiring teachers wearing thick glasses and natty cardigans. I doubt that's how Shakespeare intended his Queen Mab speech to be received. But since he's dead, he doesn't have much say in the matter, poor guy. Like Shakespeare mostly wrote plays, I guess, so yeah, not like exactly, I guess. No idea if he wrote other things too, but I guess the most famous ones are plays. No, it's not like it matters. Nobody wants to read anything written by a teenage girl. It wouldn't be proper literature. Yeah, well, yeah, I guess. No, like it could be. It depends. But most likely people are going to think this. Not unless we are talking about Anne Frank's diary, I suppose. Oh, I know that one. Haven't read it, but I know who Anne Frank was. What is proper literature then? Stuff by old dead men mostly, and maybe a few things by old dead women if you wanna be PC, like Shelley and Austen or whatever. Why are the words of old dead people so highly valued? Yeah, well, no idea really, because I guess people know them. And that's probably how it goes. Like it probably goes like modern things too, like people value like Harry Potter or something, even though like the author is trash. Mr. Spindley would probably say it's all part of the canon. But Mr. Spindley says a lot of stuff and most of it's pretty dull. Basically, these old stuffy books are important because lots of old stuffy people decided they were important. That's all there is to it. Yeah, I guess, like innocence, yes. I see. Dev draws away from the B shelf and turns her attention to the DS. Her eyes skitter across the available selection of books curiously. Defoe, Du Maurier, Dumas. This is amazing though. I had never imagined in all my wildest dreams that I would see something like this. During my era, when people wished to share information, they did so through spoken stories. It was rare to find anybody who could read or write. I never thought that knowledge could be written down on a page, then bound together in a book. It is wisdom that you can hold in your hands, appears again and again at your leisure. Like it's kind of hard to like say like how many people could read or write. But like even more so for like older civilizations. I think I heard that like in the ancient Egypt, like a lot of people could actually read. But maybe it was like worse in the dark medieval times because of the availability of paper basically. What an incredible invention. Leo seems quite taken with the library. At least like to the degree that like the existence of books alone is like incredible, like that is hard to imagine. Like surely they knew what books were and they existed and stuff. Probably. To an illiterate peasant girl, The repository of knowledge of this scale must be rather overwhelming. Again, I can't help but think about the modern world I inhabit. Things sure are convenient. Nowadays, we don't even need to buy physical books. There's the internet, iPads, and Kindles. But I decide to keep that to myself. The elf looks overwhelmed enough as it is. But my lady, I am curious. How do you know there will be any books about Penchapel's history in here? Well, by knowing how to read, I guess. I don't know for certain, but this seemed like the best place to check. If there are any books like that, they'd be in the non-fiction section. Alright then, my lady, please lead the way. You make it sound like we are off exploring the Antarctic. The Antarctic. Oh yeah, I should have known. This Leof was born in the Middle Ages, before large swath of countries and continents had been uncovered. Of course, he wouldn't know about the Antarctic. Like nobody actually says who found Antarctic. Was Antarctic found before or after America? Stuff like that. But not that it matters too much because it's mostly barren. But still kinda curious. To her, the modern world must be a confusing place indeed. Never mind about that. It's not like we are will ever go there. It's really cold and far away. Hello, chat. Even further away than Norway. Yeah. Much further. How curious. I can hardly imagine that. The world really is incredible. Every day, I learn more and more new things I never could have known during my own era. I can see how ignorant I was. But I will do my best to keep learning. There is nothing in this world more valuable than knowledge. Let's hope we can find what it is we came here for. I walk through the library, wending my way through the booksellers. They are almost tall enough to be menacing, and I have to squeeze my way between them. It feels like I'm excavating a hidden tomb. It's certainly dark enough, dusty too. It's surprisingly hard to locate the shelf I'm after, but at long last, aha! I spot it. The non-fiction section is right at the back of the library, crammed into a small corner that juts awkwardly from the side of the building like a tumor. It's comprised of 3 warped wooden shelves, each pressed against the side of the wall, and a small table crammed between the 3 of them. I guess that's so people can sit down and flip through their books in peace. This way. I beckon Leof to follow me as I pick my way through the slalom course of ill-placed bookshelves. We are almost there, but... nah. With every step I take, the air seems to get colder and colder. Grant's necklace feels like ice against my thigh. Oh, testing again. But like the weirdo, probably very kinda witch person, was she supposed to come here? The sensation, though uncomfortable, is rather familiar. I recognize it. It It feels just like it did when... Yep, she's here. Also we can see her face kinda. Well, we meet again. A woman is sitting on the edge of a wooden table, hemmed in by bookshelves, one leg crossed over the other. She's attired in a dark gown, a hood pulled over her face, and her eyes are masked in shadow, but I can see a sliver of pale skin peeking out beneath her cloak. Naturally, I know who she is. There's nobody else she could be. She was who? Like, what was her name? I don't remember anymore. Lynette. Oh, yeah. So you remember my name? I'm flattered. Well, she remembers, but I didn't. I thought you would call me that witch, or that temptress, or any number of the other less than pleasant appellations I have been given over the years. Yeah, I said nothing. Referring to another by their name makes them appear more human. Oh, she opened her eyes too. But some I have met during my life would doubt whether I am truly human at all. Well, I kinda doubt it too, because she could be a fairy or something. Like, it is the most logical explanation so far. They find it easier to make a monster of me. I suppose it is easier to hate those who refuse to regard as equals. Yeah, well, yeah, that happens too much. Is that not correct, dear Leof? You... Leof shoots Lynette a piercing glare. Her eyes are icy, but her tone is even more glacial. Do not address me by my name, you cowardly witch. You have no right. You see what I mean? Lynette smiles thinly. Leof does not like me. As such, she refuses to acknowledge me. It is nothing I am unaccustomed to. But being rejected always stings. As a knight, you should be more cautious, Leof. I am only cautious to those who deserve my respect, and you have yet to earn it. I doubt a woman like you ever could. She hasn't done anything though, right? I will never ever trust you for as long as I live, but so much about even being able to earn it. Which unfortunately may not be for much longer if you are unable to discover the truth. Was that a threat? Now, would I do something so gauche? While I am confident in my skills, I have no desire to cause you pain. That is the last thing I want. That is what you say, but I know what you are really after. And what would that be, pray tell? You want to humiliate me? Well, I'm not sure if she's into that kind of play. You are the one who cursed my brother, and now you seek to bring about my ruin too. Leo's fingers twitch at her side. I think she is trying to quell the urge to summon her sword from the ether. Challenging Lynette outside the church was all well and good when there was nobody else around. But that isn't the case now. We are in the library. The librarian is still sitting at the counter, and though she can't see us from this angle, she can still hear us. If a fight broke out, she'd be the first person to hear about it. It's also like the discussion is kinda sus, so like if I were the librarian, I would be rolling my eyes like, what are these teenagers talking about? Leof's immense hatred for Lynette is outweighed by her desire to keep the peace, and in the end, she does nothing. Oh dear, how depressing. I can see my words cannot reach you at all, which is a great pity. I only came here to give you some advice, though I must say I never expected you would go to a library. I didn't know that you could read Leof. Well, you can't, but Moni can. So what if I cannot read? Moni can, and she can help me. Besides, that is none of your business. Everything you do is my business. We are from a similar time period, you and I. We are connected by fate. Our existences are interwoven, whether you realize it or not. Or like, there is the magic thing, so like that is at least something that is connecting them. But like it's like there's no reason why they couldn't basically escape. Just like make a run for it or something. Ma. It seems strange to me that you should rely on these dusty old books to jog your memory, when the truth behind who and what you are is staring you in the face. And what is that supposed to mean? Nothing, only that you should learn to open your eyes. Things needn't be as complex as you think. I don't know though, like the only thing that is facing her is, well, Lynette, I guess. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't really either. If that is the so-called advice you wish to give me, I do not think very much of it. You are just trying to fill my head with riddles. Pardon me for confusing you then. Perhaps I should be more direct. These books cannot help you. You already know the truth. Well, yeah, that much I got, but like... Oh, why not spill the beans and just tell? If Love has forgotten or something. But like, well, Love is a knight. Not sure how like slaying the dragon is related to that, but it could be a thing. Cast your mind back. You will find the answers there. I'm sure, unless you are even more hopeless than I feared. Lynette giggles, her lips curving into a cruel smile. Now, you had best hurry, Leo. You only have one more day left until the full moon. Oh yeah, the full moon. Always the full moon with these kind of magical things. If you still do not know But by then, I'm afraid it may be too late for you, and me, and your dear brother too. What about my brother? What are you planning to do to him? I am not planning anything. Chaos will happen of its own accord if you are unable to divest yourself of the falsehoods you have cloaked yourself in. In other words, is she a knight? What else could be a falsehood than that? Maybe Leof is a fairy, that's why she can do magic with the sword. That could also be a thing, or maybe they are both fairies. But somehow fairies should be connected to because the name of the game is the Fairies Song. Anyway, for your own sake, my dear, and all those you care about, do not lose sight of who you are. With that eerie message, the air shifts about Lynette. Intense cold pierces my flesh, all the way down to my very marrow. Then, wait, come back here, you wicked witch. Stop trying to confuse me. Why don't you tell me what you know? Lynette disappears. She disappears so completely, it's as though she never existed at all. Well, I guess she didn't, at least Leof didn't need to read. Once Lynette leaves, I focus all my attention on searching for a book that can shine some light on Finchapel's history. Even in Finchapel's own library, however, this proves to be quite a challenge. There are a lot of books, history books crammed upon these warped shelves, but they are devoted to large topics, whole epochs of history, the Roman Empire, the Industrial Revolution, World War I. There are a few slim books about smaller, more digestible subjects. Among them a brief treatise about the importance of manners, a biography about Florence Nightingale, but I can't find anything about Finchapel. Oh, I know, Florence Nightingale too. This village is so small and insignificant it might as well not exist. You'd think for a village that dates back to the 12th century, at least, there'd be a bit more information about it out there. But apparently not. At one point, the librarian goes to brew herself a cup of tea. When she returns to her post, she's holding a pink and white striped mug in one hand. She nods at Leof and I as she passes by the non-fiction section, then rounds a corner and vanishes from view. I bet she's still sitting at her desk, one leg folded over the other, flipping through Twilight while sipping her tea. Well, sounds like good time, assuming that Twilight is good time. I, meanwhile, am beginning to lose hope, and my concentration with it. I must have scanned through dozens of promising-looking books, but I have yet to turn up a single lead. The Encyclopedia of Saints mentioned St. George and St. Theodore, but Finchapel was suspiciously absent. I thought I might have some luck with British mythologies, though the Lincoln imp put in an appearance, Finchapel is not in attendance. This is hopeless. It's a complete waste of time. I'm on the verge of giving up when I spot a photograph in a slim book that looks familiar. The photo was taken on an overcast cloudy day, and the scene depicted is blurry with mist. Couldn't they have chosen a better day to take a snapshot? But I can make out all the most important details. There's a few crumbling graves, the top peeking out of the fog, a church tower leaning to one side, and a stained glass window that depicts a knight charging towards a fierce dragon. This must be it. I have finally found something. Leof, who was starting to nod off, jumps. What is it? Just look at this. I slide the book across the table, then think better of it. The font in this book is awfully small and cramped, and even if Leo could make out the individual letters, she wouldn't be able to read them. I'll have to read it for her. Aha. I clear my throat, then begin my impromptu recital. I'll read before this, I guess, just in case. I mean drink. I'll drink. Give me a second. Some iced tea. Okay. Of all the tales across England, there is one in particular which stood out to me, not just because of its astounding nature, but because of its depiction in the stained glass window. See figure 29. The church is situated in the small village of Whitechapel, 20 miles south of Grimsby. The church was constructed in the 1300s. The window itself was added in 1423. Okay, that's pretty old. Pretty amazing that nobody has broken it in that time. To the untrained eye, the window appears to depict St. George's famous fight with the venom-spewing dragon that poisoned the countryside of Ceylon in Libya. Now that's very different. It's interesting that there is like that kind of like dildo. If you ask the locals who live in Whitechapel, however, they would give you a slightly different account of the window's origins. According to my sources, this scene depicts not St. George's heroic deeds, but those of a lesser-known knight who lived in Mercia before George's legends rose to prominence. While the identity of the knight is unknown, it is believed that the dragon in the image once lurked not in Libya, but somewhere rather close to home, Whitechapel's very own forest. The dragon, or so the stories go, emerged during the full moon to wreak havoc upon the settlements which were built around the forest. Many brave knights tried to fell the dragon, but all failed. That is, until one uncommonly young knight rode out upon his noble steed to end the wicked dragon's reign of terror. Well, wouldn't be the first story where they have over time rewritten the gender of the character. The knight was innocent and inexperienced, and the people did not believe he could defeat the foul monster. They said the knight was being foolhardy and that he would be torn to pieces by the dragon's sharp claws. But he did not listen. This knight, young though he was, believed in himself, and he was determined to protect the people at any cost. An arduous battle of endurance ensued, but the young knight was eventually able to best his foe, though his victory came at a price. The dragon caught the youth with its sharp claws before the last vestige of life drained from its body, and so took the valiant champion down with it. The people were so grateful to the youth that resolved they would never forget his heroic sacrifice. He was laid to rest deep in the forest, and stories say that he remains there to this day. Okay, that is definitely Leof. Centuries later, the people of Ventchapel commissioned a stained glass window so they could commemorate the life of this legendary young knight, whose tale remains widely unknown. The windows were crafted by talented glazier John Thornton, a resident of York, who was also responsible for the impressive stained glass windows in the renowned York Minster. It is impossible to say when this oral tale was first told, but it has resulted in a beautiful stained glass window crafted by the hands of a true artisan. It is for this reason the Church of Ventchapel has become such a beloved monument, and I am sure it will endure in time, captivating hearts and minds for many years to come. Well, let's hope the dragon isn't going to destroy it. So, Leof, what do you think about that? Leof frowns. It is hard to know if that tale is true or not. It is only a story after all, but I do wonder. Was there really a dragon in the forest? Yeah, and why would the dragon be, like, awakened all of a sudden? Like, the dragon was supposed to be dead. But like, Leof was also supposed to be dead, so there is that. If that is the case, then the knight who rode out to protect the people, and in so doing died. Leof did have a horse like Maponus or something, so that also adds up. Leof points toward herself, her fingers trembling. Was that me? I am a knight, and certainly I was found in this forest, but I was only sleeping. The centuries passed me by like a dream, and yet. Leof pinches the inside of her wrist with her thumb and forefinger. I feel corporeal enough. Other people can see and hear me, and I can feel pain. I am not dead, but perhaps I should be. Leof's brow furrows. She crosses one leg over the other, then recrosses it, her fingernails tapping out an anxious rhythm against the tabletop. Well, like, supposedly I guess like it is a bow. Lynette also said that it is a curse. I guess. But what does Lynette have to do with this? Like, if Leof is the knight and there was a dragon, then what is Lynette? Maybe this is part of the village's curse. Did it bind me to this world even after my supposed death? Perhaps it bound my brother here too. The witch said we needed to learn the truth before the full moon. And the story in this book says the dragon only appears during a full moon. It could have appeared like quite a few times. Like thousands of times. So why now? That's quite a coincidence. The dragon is still alive, but the story said that it died. Yeah. Then again, I am a knight, and I still live on. The dragon could have survived. But it's kinda like it depends on what the others did. It would have been smart to make sausages or something out of it, just in case. Our fates must be interlinked with magic. Well, Lynette said that her and Leof's fates are interlinked. That could be it. This dragon might have woken up when you did. You both revived at the same time. On the full moon, it will try to destroy the village. And you're the only one who can stop it. If this were a few days prior, I'd cringe at all the weird fanciful language spilling from my mouth. Not even my loopy Aunt Lida believes in lost souls, curses, and evil spirits. Okay, no, scratch that. She attends seances, so she must believe in the spirit realm to some degree, but dragons. That's going a step too far even for her. I'm sure she'd think I was crazy if she could hear me. I know I sound crazy, but I think you might be onto something, my lady. That was very quick, deductive thinking. If I am tied to this dragon, it stands to reason that it would awake alongside me. It will be seeking revenge, no doubt, after I killed it. And if this is the case, then we truly have no time to spare. I don't know how dangerous this dragon is, or if it has truly been reborn, but I cannot let this stand. It will be the full moon tomorrow. That is when I must strike. I will go into the forest. I will defeat the dragon. I don't have any other option. You could just make a run for it and let the village burn. Lev and I lie together in the same bed that night. She's fast asleep already, her chest rising and falling in slumber. I'm jealous she can sleep so easily. It just isn't fair. I feel exhausted, but rest won't come, no matter how tightly I squeeze my eyes shut. As I am right now, sleep feels about as obtainable as a perfect 100% on one of Mrs. Partridge's math exams. I did 100% some math exams. I used to be good in it, but not so good anymore. This freaking sucks. The seconds tick by 10 minutes. I have been lying in this bed for over an hour, but nothing happens. I'm wasting my time. Oh, screw this. Groggy and disoriented, I throw the covers back and get to my feet. Freed from my confines, I feel like a mummy rising from its coffin, ready to wreak destruction upon the world. But that isn't my job, is it? That duty belongs to the dragon that lurks deep within the forest. If such an incredible mythical monster really does exist. At this point, who knows? It's a mystery wrapped in an enigma. I walk to the window and draw back the curtains. Then I stare up at the night sky. It's pitch black out there. Stars twinkle in the sky ominously, framing the moon, which looks alarmingly full. I can't help but turn Lynette's words over in my head, like a mantra. You had best hurry, love. You only have one more day until the full moon. If you still do not know the truth by then, I am afraid it may be too late for you, and me, and your dear brother too. What did she mean by that? She sounded civil enough, but I could hear the veiled threat behind her words. Yeah, like what is she? Like is she the dragon? But like why would she like warn us then that she's going to destroy the village? It doesn't kinda make sense, that at least not too much sense. Was she talking about the dragon, or was she referring to something else? It's impossible for me to tell. Yeah, no idea. No idea, but you would think that she would have to be the dragon, because why else would she be there? There could also be some rando who just got trapped in the forest like Leo's brother. But I kinda doubt it. If only she didn't speak in riddles, then it would be so much easier for me to wrap my head around all this. I draw back from the window. My heart is pounding rapidly against my ribcage, beating out an irregular rhythm. I'm not afraid, am I? You're being stupid, Money. Don't let that woman's words get to you. What does she know anyway? I mean, it's not like she is a seemingly all-seeing, all-knowing witch or anything. Sigh. I turn back to the bed, ready to slip once more beneath the covers when I pause. My nocturnal motions must have roused Leo, because she's sitting up, hands resting upon her lap. Unlike me, she looks impossibly pristine after waking from her slumber. My heart clenches inside my breast, but this time I know fear isn't the sole culprit. Love, you're awake. Indeed, I am. Well spotted. Alright. I'm sorry for pointing out the obvious. I hope I didn't disturb you. Oh, you needn't worry about that, my lady. But I should have been more considerate. I didn't mean to wake you. You have always been plenty considerate to me. There really is no need for you to fuss on my behalf. As your knight, it is my duty to protect you and moreover, Leo smiles bashfully. I wasn't actually asleep. Huh? You weren't? Unfortunately, no. I tried, of course, but alas, it was not to be. But you were so still. You didn't move a single muscle. Yes, well, I thought that you were asleep, and I did not want to disturb you. Your under eyes are dark enough as it is. I would hate to contribute to your fatigue. My under eyes. Yes, they always look so very dark, like bruises. They stand out quite alarmingly against your pale skin. Oh, those aren't really dark rings. It's all makeup. But usually you don't put like the dark thing too much below your eyes. Like sure, like the outline, but not really more than that unless you want to look really weird or really tired. But usually like people, though, they try to get away with the tired thing by putting something light there and not dark. Makeup. Yeah, like eyeliner and eyeshadow. It's to get that classical gothic smoky eye look that's all the rage on YouTube. Well, yeah, I guess there is that too, but never did that myself, so I don't really know how it works. To me, putting dark under your eyes doesn't sound like the best plan, but oh well. Never knew too much about fashion anyway. I'm not as good with my makeup or as adventurous as some YouTubers out there, but I'm getting there. I want to ring my eyes with so much makeup that they look like hollow, empty sockets. It's always been a dream of mine to look like a lich. Yeah, well, I guess she'll feature in the next Hollow Knight then if she's doing that. Leo ponders, one hand beneath her chin. I cannot say I know what YouTube is, but if I am understanding you correctly, does that mean you choose to look as though you have not slept in over a month? Pretty much, yeah. But why? I do not understand. Yeah, I don't understand either. Should I put that kind of makeup? Would it be good? Kinda doubt it. There's nothing to understand. I just like the way it looks, that's all. If it wasn't for all this makeup and these black clothes, I'm not entirely sure who I'd be anymore. I have based so much of my identity on my appearance. It almost feels like my soul itself is tied up in chains and torn fishnets. So maybe it is a thing to a degree, but you don't need to restrict yourself too much with that. That probably sounds a little sad though. Lera says it's bad to place ourselves into neat little boxes and predefined labels, though I have always labeled her as a weirdo myself. Labels can be good, but up to you. Whether you want to use them, I guess. There's more to me than being a god. That single signifier is woefully lacking when it comes to describing my thoughts or my goals or my fears. But it's a comforting crutch to lean on. If I had to describe it a way you'd understand, then maybe I could call these clothes my own armor. Armor. Yeah, wearing black and putting on all this makeup, it helps set me apart a little from everybody else. It gives me an identity. Well, maybe the thing is that like when you're gay, like you don't really need to do too much on top of that. Don't need to be that special. You see, since I have said so much already, I might as well tell you my life story. What have I got to lose at this point? Okay, I'll think again before that. Okay, life story it is. My mom fussed about how cute I was when I was little. She loved my long blonde hair and my blue eyes as she dressed me up in nice clothes like a doll. She'd always wanted a girl and she was really overprotective. She loved me a lot, but she was kind of stifling. She tutted whenever I broke a nail or tore my clothes. In the end, I think I started to resent her, just a little. I wanted to break away from her influence when I got older, so I decided to reinvent myself. Yeah, I can see this happening. Sounds pretty like normal stuff in a way. I got rid of my old clothes and started wearing black pretty much exclusively. I started experimenting with my makeup too, though my first few attempts looked awful. When my mother saw my new look, she was livid. But like, thinking like in bigger picture, like it would probably be like more efficient for mom to be like, yeah, like that is cute in its own way to like come here or that kind of thing. I think she thought I was trying to spite her, but I wasn't. Well, like in a way, I think you were. I just wanted to be my own person, and I have always thought black clothes look cool, but that's fine then. Why not then? There isn't much more to it than that. Like over here though, like everybody wears black, like black is the new black. So there is like nothing original about it. Like on the contrary, like wearing anything but black is like, well, different. Also like, well, jeans are also the new black. So that is why you started to paint your eyes black. Yeah, I'm still not sure if this is what I really wanna be, but well, I'm only a teenager. I'm sure I'll figure everything out later, but for now, it's good enough. Dressing like this is cozy. It makes me feel stronger and braver than I am. It's like a front, I guess. Does that make sense? Leo ponders for a few moments, then she smiles. If you want to look like that, I suppose I cannot judge you. I was often judged so during my era for having the audacity to wear men's armor. I suppose, in that sense, we have something in common. We might be from different eras, but there are many similarities between us. I wonder if that is why we get on so well. I must admit, I am quite drawn to you, my lady. Leo shuffles a little closer to me. She reaches out, gently taking my hands in her own. Tomorrow, I will venture forth into the forest. I am sure it will be dangerous. There is a chance I might not come back alive. Then let me come with you. I beg your pardon. I want to come with you. I can't let you wander off into the woods on your own, not to face a dragon. I want to be there too, to provide moral support. But my lady, you might get hurt. I know not if I will be able to protect you. I have only known you a little while, but you are very precious to me. If you were injured, I would be beside myself. Leof. My cheeks feel warm and my heart flutters uneasily inside my chest. She's so close to me, I can feel her breath across my cheeks. It smells faintly minty like toothpaste. I really do care for you. You are the one who woke me from my slumber. You let me into your life, though you had no obligation to do so. You have been unfailingly patient with me, despite my shortcomings. Though I was determined to act as your knight, it was you who led me through this strange new world. If it were not for you, I would be completely lost. I appreciate you a good deal. And that is why I cannot let you come with me. But I want to come with you. We have been through a lot together, and I can't let you go and face a monster without me. Like if it's a dragon, like the water pistol might actually help. Like, well, it is good against fire types, right? I'm going into the forest with you tomorrow, and that's final. But my lady, it will be too dangerous. I cannot promise that I will be able to protect you as I did before, and our enemies are too numerous to count. This forest is filled with strange creatures. Fairies, pixies, and goblins all lurk in the shadows, and they are not particularly fond of humans. We were lucky we were able to escape with our lives last time, but we might not be so fortunate now. Then that's all the more reason for me to come with you. Look. I know there's nothing you can do, nothing I can do to help you. I can't fight, and I don't know any magic. I'll just be a burden, really. If I come with you, I'll get in your way. I know this might sound selfish, but I still want to encourage you to keep going. We have been through so much together already. I don't want to risk losing you now. I can't let you cast me aside. Oh, money. Leo's eyes soften. Are you sure I cannot deter you? No, I won't let you leave me. I see. You really are stubborn. Then again, I would expect nothing less. Then, in that case, I shall be your sword and shield during my upcoming battle. Fierce though it may be, I will not let any harm befall you. You mean too much to me. I like you, Mani. I like you a good deal. And I do not want to let you go. Leof. I glanced at the floor shyly, my eyes half lit. Maybe I'm reading into it too much, but that was a pretty romantic speech. It sure had more of an impact than the long soliloquies or something, no idea. I had to listen to from Romeo and Juliet. Though maybe that's cause it was my grumpy English teacher, Mr. Spindley, who read those speeches out to me. Not just me. That would be creepy. He read them to the whole class, Helena included. I didn't pay much attention at the time. I knew I'd have to write about those speeches in my English GCSE, but I really could not be bothered. I spent most of English giggling with Helen, while the rest of my classmates popped gum and passed notes. It wasn't a very romantic atmosphere. Those days in my dreary English classroom feel very far away right now, though. It's just Leof and I in my own quiet moonlit bedroom. And she is so close to me, I can feel her breath on my face. I can feel my face turning pink. Leo's words are sincere. She means them for me, and for me alone. I can tell she cares for me. But I'm sure I'd be able to tell as much even if she remained close-lipped. There's something about the way she looks at me that makes me melt. Leof can't read, but her feelings are written all over her face. I hope she can understand my feelings too. I want her to know how much I care for her. Maybe that's why I lean in. Or does she? I'm not sure, but soon I find my eyes closing. Our fingers entwine, and then my lips meet hers. But not that the text box obscures too much. This is my very first kiss. It feels completely natural. It's almost like the conclusion to a fairy story. And the knight took the princess in her arms, and they lived happily ever after. Not so quick though. But this isn't the end of my story. Our greatest trial has yet to come. Tomorrow, the two of us will venture into the woods. There, Leof will have to fight for her life. Perhaps that's why Leof pulls me closer towards her, her splayed fingers buried in my hair. This might be our last chance to spend time together. I want to savor this moment. Who knows what the coming of dawn will bring? That was nice. That was really nice. Still continuing, but let's save just in case. Let's drink too. That was a lot of reading. I wonder like how far we are into the story. Let me see. Yeah, maybe we'll get to like 2/3 or something. But still quite a while longer. It's kinda like meta when you look at the numbers, but something will happen after this too. It's not the end yet. Anyway, please watch your step, my lady. This forest is treacherous, and it is filled with any number of strange creatures. I cannot let you get hurt. I'll be alright. I said that much, didn't I? I'm going to stay by your side until the bitter end. Money. Liv turns to look at me, a small smile on her face. But then the moment passes and her smile fades. It's a warm day, and bright sunshine spills from the blue sky. The sunshine filters through the green leaves that stir around us, dyeing it pale green. The leaves on the trees rustle, and a few loose sticks snap beneath the heels of my shoes. When I strain my ears, I swear I can hear faint whispers mixed in the soft, earthy sounds of nature. So she's back again. Humans just don't learn their lesson, do they? And she's brought somebody else with her too. That girl, could it be? Because of her? This should be rather entertaining. Eerie laughter dances through the forest. I shudder. This forest is full of strange beings that lurk beyond the bounds of my limited imagination. I can't see them, but they can see me. They hide inside the hollows of old trees, peeking out from shadowy places my woefully inadequate eyes can't measure. Do these voices belong to Grant's fairies? Perhaps they are soft, cute creatures, like you'd expect from a Disney film. Decidedly family-friendly, with shining wings and shimmering hair that falls in waves like golden corn. But like they are like probably like interpretations of fairies that aren't like family-friendly, but hopefully not because of YouTube in this case. But I'm not very optimistic. I can't see these strange beings. I doubt they are anything like the sanitized fairies you find in picture books. These creatures laugh with moss-flecked teeth, their fingers gnarled like tree roots, pale purple lichen sprouting between their toes. These beings, whatever they are one with the forest, more plant than person, perhaps. And is it any wonder I can't see them? Yeah, like spirit of the woods or something like that. They are too fantastical for dull, mundane eyes like mine. I'd never be able to understand them. All I can do is fear them. I pick my pace, anxious heart humming inside my chest. I walk toe to toe with Leov, huddling inside her shadow, eyes flickering here and there like a lizard's. In this changing, muting, shifting forest, Leov is so very alive. She is the only constant I can trust. It's because she is here that I can keep on going. I must keep going. Money. Leov casts me another anxious glance. I think she's more concerned for my welfare than her own. Is something the matter? You look awfully pale. I'm always pale. I know that, but you seem paler than usual. You aren't getting cold feet, are you? No, that's not it. I'm fine. It's just... I've never seen a fairy before. Do you know what they look like? If I did, the memories are faint and hazy now. I wonder like who gave Leov this sword, like that could be Lynette, right? Then it would make sense that she is also involved. But then Lynette would be a fairy, I guess. I guess like it is a concern to the fairies, like if the dragon burns the forest or something. But the dragon was only supposed to burn settlements, I guess, so no idea. Anyway, they are secretive creatures, and they do not like showing themselves before humans. But some people believe they are intrinsically kind and good. And you? I am rather more skeptical. I think some fairies are wicked, and they mean to do us harm. Yeah, I gathered as much. I appreciate having it spelled out though. We resume our walk through the forest. Faint whispers follow us all the while, crisscrossing from tree to tree like spiderwebs forever out of our sight. Here they come, here they come. It's just like she said. She knows how they think. Silly human. Silly knight. Does she think she can save him? She should sooner save herself. Yes, save yourself. Run from this place while you have a chance. But we all know she won't. She's far too stubborn. That's what got her in this mess to begin with. Well, that's what happens when you fall in love. The faint laughter of dozens of fairies knife through my skin, sliding between my ribs so my blood runs cold. Do the words really mean anything, or are they simply trying to make us squirm? I walk along with an unsteady, uneasy gait. My legs tremble badly. I wish I could grab hold of Leov for support, but I don't want to slow her down. I'm doing my best to remain stoic, but my anxiety must show on my face, because Leov pauses. She glances at me, her eyes heavy with concern. Are you alright, Money? Is something the matter? It's fine, I was just wondering. Can you hear those voices too? They are everywhere. When you get this far into the forest, it is better to ignore them, I think. I have been trying, but it's hard. They are saying some pretty ominous stuff. Money. Neil walks towards me, frowning, and gently tips my chin up with 2 fingers. Our eyes meet, blue on brown, and I know, my heart pounding, face flashing, that I can't hide anything from her. I have shared too much of myself with her over the last few days. She knows me too well. You're shaking. I'm cold, that's all. But it is rather warm day. I have to wonder. You aren't scared, are you? I take a step away from Liv, shrugging off her hand and turn carelessly to one side. Anybody would be scared in a situation like this. That is true enough, I suppose, but I cannot help but fear for your safety. If you want, I can always escort you back to the entrance of the forest. Perhaps that would be better for both of us, if you were hurt. No. The single syllable falls from my lips with more power than I intended, and even I'm stopped short by how harsh it sounded. Oh, I apologize. I did not mean to upset you. I'm sorry if I said anything untoward, my lady. No, it's fine. Scuff a hooked tree root protruding from the ground like a snare, with the tip of my trainer. You didn't do anything wrong. But I made you feel unwanted, did I? That is why you reacted so violently. And I can understand that. I also dislike being told no, but please try to understand. I am not saying this because I do not enjoy your company. I like being by your side, and your presence gives me courage, but this forest is no place for humans. You're a human too, aren't you? Maybe I was once, but now, who knows? I was asleep for centuries. Normal humans can't do that, not without their bones turning into dust and ash. I must have been protected by some kind of enchantment. Enchantment or not, you're still Leof, and I don't want to leave you. No matter where I am, I feel safe when I'm with you. Even if we are walking into some kind of trap. Even so, I don't care about that. I have come too far now. I can't turn back. The thought of being parted from her is terrifying, even more so than whatever lurks among these trees. We have to do this together, otherwise there's no point. I can support you and you can support me. Isn't that how this is meant to work? You make a sound argument. Perhaps I was letting my own worries get to me, but you have made me see sense, as you always do. As your knight, I must listen to your wishes. And as your lover, I have an obligation to make them come true. We are lovers now. What else would we be? We did kiss. I know that, but, well, lover sounds a little too, you know. It is old-fashioned. maybe a little ah ha 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 ha. That's the sort of things adults say, but I'm not an adult yet. On that note, I wonder how old Leof is. I don't think she's that much older than I am. She might have been sleeping for centuries, but I think she's only 17 or 18. I don't know, I never asked. And if she dies here, I'll never get the chance. Money, are you alright? It's hard to say. I turn away awkwardly. Embarrassment must be catching. I scratch my cheek with my index finger. I can feel the heat emitting from my own skin. Not for the first time, I curse my pale skin. Whenever I blush, it shows up so easily. It's impossible to hide any of my emotions. Not that I need to when I'm with Leof. I'm just a dumb teenager, and I don't know much about anything, but it would be nice if you could be my girlfriend, maybe. Girlfriend. Leof tilts her head to one side. That is a foreign concept to me. You are a girl, and you are my friend. There is no need to state it so, but I suppose I have no issue with it. It does roll off the tongue quite nicely. Then you can be my girlfriend. I brush a few strands of my hair behind my ear and blink at Leof shyly. That being the case, I can't leave you here. I care about you, corny as it sounds, and I don't wanna abandon you now. Not when you're going to face your biggest challenge yet. I can't. I wouldn't be much of a girlfriend if I let you down now. Oh, Mani. You smile sweetly. Your fond feelings towards me are very special indeed. I was not accustomed to hearing such kind words during my time. I was burned by many because of my desire to become a knight, and even my own brother turned his back on me. Nobody supported me, but you are different. No matter what path I choose, though it may be thorny and fraught with danger, you always wish to stand by me. That is more than I had ever hoped for. So saying, Leof bends down on one knee, the loose leaves on the ground rustling, and takes her hand in mine. No matter what happens, we shall stay together, I promise. And she presses her soft, cool lips against the back of my trembling hand. Okay. Still half an hour or something. Nah. Leof and I walk ever deeper into the woods, flanked on all sides by whispering trees and mocking laughter. I try to shut my ears to these invisible creatures, but their words are able to snake through my defenses regardless. They won't leave me alone. The trees around us grow thicker and thicker, and the sliver of sky above my head begins to close up like a sutured wound. The ground becomes more uneven. It's positively littered with tree stumps and hooked, evil-looking roots. But there are more flowers too. I recognize these flowers. They spread across the ground like a blanket, their petals pale blue, cupped like bells. In the distance, I can hear the faint sound of running water. We are almost there. This is the lake where I first met Edmund. Perhaps Leof can sense his presence too, because she hurries ahead, her expression grimly determined. I break into a half run and keep up with her, cursing my short legs all the while. If only I had been born into the body I have always wanted, tall and statuesque. That's a difficult word. Statuesque. Something. Statuesque maybe would be easier at least. With black hair and dark eyes. A regular Morticia Adams. Well, that would be a look for sure. But I'm not Morticia Adams, or even Wednesday Adams. I'm Marnie Lennox, and I'm small and weak. My skin turns pink too easily, and if I cut it, if cut, it would bleed too easily. That's just normal skin though. I feel less weak when I'm with Leof, though that sounds incredibly corny. She gives me the strength to keep going. I chase after her, keeping pace as best as I can, until the trees around me begin to thin and I can see a strip of clear blue water in distance. It's the lake. We have finally made it back here, where this crazy story first began to unfold. And we aren't alone. Nope. There he is again. A knight stands at the edge of the lake, staring out over the water. He wears leather clothes and steel greaves, and the helmet upon his head hides his face from view. When Leof sees him, she gasps and darts forward, one hand up upon her heart. My brother, oh, my dear brother. Leof seems to have forgotten about her own safety. She doesn't even bother to summon her son, perhaps because she believes or wants to believe that this time he won't hurt her. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Last time, well, yeah, it was bad and no idea why it would be different. How could he? He's her family. He's all she has left. I know Leof loves him a good deal, but I told you not to call me that imposter. Edmund unsheathes his blade and points it at Leof's throat. The silvery sword shimmers in the sunlight, promising pain. Edmund's sword is definitely no prop. With one single well-placed blow, he'd be able to sever Leof's skin from her bones. This is the sword that goes Leof's shoulder, spilling gobbets of blood all over the ground. Edmund has hurt Leof once before, and badly. But it looks like she is already forgiven him. She loves him too much. Brother, please, still your blade. I do not wish to fight you. I could not bear to hurt you. It is funny you would say that when you are the root of all my suffering. Were it not for you, none of this would have happened. You are the one who led my sister astray, and now you must pay the price. But Edmund, don't you see, I am your sister. No, you're not. You are a being who merely pretends to be my sister, and you do a very poor job of it. I never wanted my sister to become a knight, but she was still 10 times the knight you are. And what do you mean by that? No knight worth his salt would back away from a challenge such as this. I wish to fight to protect my family's honor. You refuse. Is that because you are a coward? Or is it because you have no honor of your own to place upon the line? Which is it? Oh, Edmund, please come to your senses. I don't want to fight you because I love you. We should be working together to defeat Lynette. We shouldn't be at one another's throats like wolves. Why can you not see that? The only one unable to see clearly is you. At first, I thought you meant to mock me, but now I am not so sure. You have steeped yourself in lies for so very long you have begun to believe them. You truly think you are her, and I am your brother. Edmund shakes his head. In a way, I suppose I pity you. You are a sad husk with nothing of your own. You had no hopes or dreams or aspirations, so you stole hers. You stole her name and her sword. Now you are even trying to steal my heart. But I shan't let you have it. Pathetic though you are, you will not sway me. With an enraged roar like an injured animal, Edmund strikes. His sword slashing beneath the summer sunshine, he swings at Leof in a wide arc. Leof is able to dodge just in time. She summons her own sword and thrusts it forth, parrying. The two blades clash and sparks fly, as the pair trade blows after blow. Please, my brother, listen to me. I do not wish to hurt you. You have hurt me more than enough already. I will not let you deceive me, though you may have deceived yourself. I will not become a willing audience for your delusions. Edmund pushes Leo back, his shoes digging into the dirt. Nyah! Leo tries to stand her ground, but Edmund is far more physically imposing than she. He's taller with broader shoulders, and she can't stagger him. In a simple power struggle, Leo will obviously lose. Perhaps that's why she chooses to retreat. Leo jumps back, avoiding Edmund's blade, and then skids around him. Her brown hair streams behind her like a veil. I wonder if it ever gets in the way when she's fighting. Very well, then I will answer violence with violence. I have no desire to hurt you, but I will not stand idle and let you make the gravest mistake of your life. Leo swings her sword at Edmund. He is able to deflect it in time, but Leo dances to one side yet again, striking another blow and another. She's moving so fast I can scarcely keep track of her. Father entrusted you with my protection, Edmund. We were a family. We were supposed to look out for one another. His words should hold true. Even now, I will not let you break your promise. Silence. What do you know of my father? I know everything that you know. He was my father too. Edmund's sword meets Leo's over and over again. Steel clangs against steel, and Edmund tries to push her back, knock her down, run her through, but Leo is too fast. She isn't giving him a single opening. Her footwork is light and nimble. She's positively running rings about her brother. You told father you would look after me. That's why you were always so averse to the idea of me becoming a knight. You said that you wanted to protect me. But how will you protect me now, if you sever my head from my body and spill my blood over the ground? I did promise that, yes, but not to you. You are not my sister. She never loved you. She never loved you when she was alive. And now she is dead and gone. You are pretending to be her. You would wear her skin as a mantle if you could. I don't know who told you that, but your mind has been poisoned. You are very, very sick, my brother. But fear not. I am still your sister, and I love you, and I will heal you. I had hoped I could talk some sense into you. But if talking is not possible, I will have to stop you with force instead. I will even kill you if I must, though I do not wish to. Hurting you is the last thing I want. But I would rather turn into a villain to save your soul and let you condemn yourself to hell. Lev encircles Edmund. He strikes out once, twice, thrice, each time her sword meeting his. Edmund's rage lends his blows more strength. He lacks Lev's finesse. It's clear he has less experience than she does. He's outmatched. You have never been able to best me in a fair fight. What makes you think you can triumph now? If you don't stop this madness, I really will kill you. Do you really think that you can frighten me, wild monster? I have been trapped in this forest for centuries. In spirit, I am already dead. If you were to fell me, I would almost welcome it. But I won't go down alone. If I can't defeat you, I have to take this girl down with me. What? Again? So much about being a knight. Edmund changes the course of his attack. I can feel the animosity exuding from him in waves. He knows he can't defeat Lev. That's why he's targeting me. Lev got hurt last time trying to protect me. He cut open her shoulder. It looked like she was in a lot of pain. I can't let that happen again. You coward, how dare you? I won't let you use me to hurt Lev. Big words for such a small girl. As it is, you can't even fight. You had no weapon. Maybe not, but I'm not gonna roll over and let you kill me, you asshole. Edmund charges at me, his sword drawn, but for once in my life, I'm the faster one. If only Miss Whitman were here, she might even be proud of me. Who would have thought that Marlene Lennox, the chronic skiver who got stomach cramps every single PE lesson, would be able to outrun a medieval knight nursing a centuries-long crutch? But the armor probably won't make running too easy, but that should help. I never imagined such a thing would ever be possible, though. To be fair, this whole situation is eminently unbelievable. I guess when your life's on the line, you can do anything. I dashed past Edmund, narrowly avoiding his blade, and waded out into the lake. The water is alarmingly cold despite the warm weather, and I gasp as it sucks all the heat from my body. My shoes are soaked, and so are my leggings. I'm getting water in my favorite pair of boots, and the heels are sinking into the mud. But I can't let that deter me. There are more important things in life. Yeah, I guess like you can't at least swim in armor, so it makes sense to jump into a lake, I guess. If I wade this far out, surely he won't be able to follow. Won't his armor weigh him down? That was my reasoning, but I won't let you get away. You who look so much like my sister. Your existence is an eyesore. If I am to die, I will first make you kiss the edge of my blade. Then come and get me. You will soon regret those words, you demon. Edmund lumbers out into the lake, eyes narrowed, as the water ripples around his steel greaves. His armor is weighing him down. He can barely move his legs. In his thirst for revenge, he's completely forgotten himself. This should give Leof enough of an opening to take this fall beast. My lady, no. A high-pitched, embarrassingly girlish scream wrenches its way from my throat. I try to duck behind a nearby rock, but it's too late. I thought the water would slow Edmund down, but he's moving with a speed I didn't anticipate. I guess centuries of bloody revenge can do things to people. It can imbue them with almost superhuman strength. Or maybe you could call it determination. For whatever reason, Edmund wants me dead, and he'll stop at nothing to achieve his goal. His sword is a hair's breadth away from me. I breathe in. My nerves are on fire. Cross necklace secreted away inside my pocket is colder than ice. The moment I breathe out, the finishing blow will come. He'll kill me. He should kill me, at least, but Edmund staggers. He's bleeding and the wound looks fatal. Well, rip, there was supposed to be like a spin-off about this guy, but I guess that will be cancelled now. But how? Leo stands behind Edmund, her face pale and contorted with concentration. Yeah, this became a yandere game again, I guess. That is very yandere, for sure. Oh, like it is like very the Oni-chan kind of yandere situation. Her fingers grip the blade of her sword so tightly her knuckles turn white. Water ripples around her feet. A few droplets of water glisten on the hem of her tunic, the hilt of her sword. Water that is slowly, very slowly, beginning to turn pale pink, like raspberry lemonade. But it's not exactly yandere, like in that sense, but the face is very like, this could be like the yandere kind of game, right? The blade of Leof's sword penetrates her brother's back between his shoulder blades. Leof's aim, even during a frantic time such as this, is impeccable. Her skills with the sword are second to none. and Edmund, despite being older than she, was no match for her. Meow. Edmund staggers back. His body jerks, as though he no longer controls it. The blow must have struck the vital spot, his heart perhaps, because he's losing blood at a rapid pace. It stains the back of his armor, torn asunder as easily as crepe paper. For all his talk of revenge, he couldn't kill Leo. His determination was stronger than her determination was stronger than his, and now he's paying the price. Edmund collapses in the shallows of the lake. He slumps forward, gargling blood, while Leo crouches beside him. The front of Leo's tunic is stained with her brother's blood, but she doesn't seem to notice. Edmund was her beloved brother. He was the last remaining member of her family. Rip. And she killed him. She tore his life away from his body with her own 2 hands. All to save me. She did this for my sake. She was able to rescue me, but... Edmund, oh Edmund. Leo holds her brother's still, slowly dying body against her chest. Her eyes are damp with tears and her shoulders shake badly. My stupid, foolish brother. Slowly, Leo takes Edmund's helmet, lifts it from his head. Oh, he's not as menacingly looking as I thought. Finally, I can see what he looks like in vivid, almost too vivid detail. He's been alive for hundreds of years, but he's still a person, a human. He's not that different from me. His eyes are a pale, watery blue. Perhaps their pigmentation run dry through centuries of salty tears. His lips are full, his nose is aquiline, and he has a firm jaw. I suppose one could call him handsome in a sense. He really does look like a knight from fairy story. There is an anime called Gaku and Handsome or something. I'm not sure if it's something else too, but me and my girlfriend watched that for the laughs, and they had super sharp chins, and there were a lot of jokes about that. That is our headcanon, what handsome guys look like. So sharp chins that you can't stab people with them. But at least my headcanon. Not sure if my girlfriend has other opinions too. But it's too late for him now. Oh Edmund, why did it have to turn out like this? Well, because he was dumb. Small brain. I didn't want to harm you. If only you had listened to me, then maybe this could have been avoided. There was no need for us to come to blows, not like this. What would dear father say if he were still alive? Probably not good things. If he knew what his 2 children had come to, he would be turning over in his grave for grief. We were supposed to protect one another. I became a knight so I could keep you and father safe. So why did you insist upon fighting me? No. Edmund's lost so much blood he can barely twitch his fingertips. He still meets Leo's gaze with his own. His pale eyes are glazed over like stained glass. But he doesn't look away. Even as the life fades from his body, which has been unabated for far too long, he refuses to die too easily. He really is stubborn. You don't understand. Even now, you don't understand. You grieve, but you have no reason to mourn me. You never liked me anyway. But of course, I like you. You're my dear brother. I love you. I love you more than anything. You might think that, but... Edmund coughs weakly. Droplets of red blood wet his lips, and he groans. Edmund, no, please, dear brother. Do not say another word. I do not want you to strain yourself. Ha 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 ha. Edmund laughs weakly. Don't you think it's too late for that? It's too late for me, but... You should know. Yes, my brother, what is it? You might think you are alive even now, but you're not. You were only ever pretending. It was a good pretense. At times, I almost believed you. I wanted to believe you. But it doesn't look like that though. Like yeah. Pretty far from that. It would have been so wonderful to hug you again like I used to. It was my dearest wish that I could see my sister again. But though you knew her well, you are not her. You will never be her. I couldn't protect my sister's body, but I wanted to protect her soul. I vowed I would cut down all those who mock her memory. But you have bested me. Maybe that means your love for her was stronger than mine. What do you mean, Edmund? Please speak to me. Tell me what you mean. Maybe she's just like a reincarnation, and like the old Leo, died for real. But why would she reincarnate? But then again, yeah, no idea. You can't really count on the medieval people actually knowing if somebody's dead or not, I guess. Only that you loved her a lot. But your love was unable to save her. She's already dead, and we are all suffering for it. But the thing is though that, why is Edmund then alive? But now I do not have to wander this world any longer. It is kinda sad. I will meet her in the afterlife. And finally, we will be united. I have been looking forward to this moment for so long. It's strange. Edmund sighs, his eyelashes trembling, as he stares at Leo's startled face. I should hate you. It was my hatred for you that kept me alive for so long. But in the end, none of that seems to matter. I just hope you two can find your own peace, so that you may be free of your own curse. And so it is, with low, rattling breath that makes my skin turn to ice. Edmund's head lolls, his eyes fall shut. Then his breathing stops. So does his heart. He doesn't get back up again. I know that he never will. This forest might be enchanted, but it's impossible to bring the dead back to life. No, rip. Yeah, that was sad. That was sad. Well, I hope the guy will have happy afterlife in hell because he was a jerk. At least based on these interactions, like who knows? But like not very knight-like to attack helpless girls and stuff. But yeah, let's call it a day here. Kinda hurts my heart. It was interesting. Also, like, if nothing like surprising happens, I will also play tomorrow. I have been in the mood recently. Kinda wanted it already on Friday, but didn't really have the time. But as long as I'm in good shape, I'll play tomorrow too. So like, yeah, it was fun. So yeah. See you tomorrow or whenever. Hey, bye bye.